Well, I admit I was effectively played with this chapter of The Promised Neverland. It played me twice, actually. Number one, I thought it was going to be Norman at first. I'm like, is it possible Norman is here on this, land and all that? That's what I was thinking. I think many also were probably thinking the exact same thing. But then as the chapter went on, eventually we found out that there was one unaccounted adult a part of them. That was actually the main ringleader, and everybody else there was like his agents. And so I'm like, okay, so it's obvious it can't be Norman. And then you see the cane pop up, and you're like, is this William? Could this potentially be William? And then all of a sudden he pops up, and you see his face. He's like, I'm Lucas. I'm like, well done, Promised Neverland. You got me. You legit got me. You got me. I should have expected that. It seems like the obvious answer when you think about it, because the man with no name, he's obviously a very critical part to this arc, okay? And he's went through so much in his life already. He's went insane, okay? He's having tea parties in his head. He needs a little bit of redemption, or he needs, like, some way to kind of redeem himself, because he's constantly having this survival guilt. He's always feeling like he is guilty for everything that happened in the past, and so he needs to see someone alive where he can kind of take that weight off his shoulders. And so in this case, I do believe that Lucas being there will be very good for the Man with No Name's actual character development and future. And in some ways, for what we have going on here, I could see one of two possibilities. Either A, the Man with No Name, he's going to sacrifice himself for Lucas and all of that because he wants to, redeem himself. Or Lucas is going to legit sacrifice himself for the Man with No Name, for he can continue living on in a better way and have a better purpose. Something like that most likely is going to happen, especially with this character introduction. But for now, though, let's talk about a couple of things. Number one, this chapter is basically introduction to a resistance group. That's what this is. You have a bunch of characters that are introduced that are trying to resist the demons and trying to fight back and all that and save these children there before they can get out. And so, in a way, when you have this chapter going on, we can basically look at this as a recruitment process for the main cast, but also forces for our characters. Because let's think about the main objective of this series right now. It's to find William and also to break the promise and make it to the other side, the human world. And so to get to the other side, they're going to need a lot of people. They're probably going to need a lot of people to get to the other side. And so in this case, all these characters that are introduced, they're very vital for that in-game goal. I highly doubt one or two people can go across whatever barrier, wall, whatever is blocking the two worlds. I highly doubt just 2 people or, 5 or 10 people can just go to, another world. I just don't think it's going to be that easy. So, it's obvious that we need more characters. We need more people, a force, a resistance group to be able to fight back, and that's what we have going on right now. All of these characters are basically being used as meat for a big resistance group for the future arcs of the series. So, I do like the setup here. This is basically a big setup for the future of The Promised Neverland. But also, I do like the designs of the characters. I do want to talk about that for a second. So, out of all the characters, I think there's only, 2 characters I really, really like that stand out to me besides Lucas, obviously. I really like the girl with the, bunnies and stuff, the little, tags all over. I like her outfit. I really, really love her outfit. She's very adorable, very cute. I want more of her. And I also like the girl that has, a scarf or whatever on her mouth. I forget exactly what that's called. Forgive me. But I like that outfit as well. So overall, design-wise, I think these new characters are cool. And I do believe a lot of them probably will end up dead before this arc is done, because when we really think about The Promised Neverland, there hasn't been a whole lot of that. There has been, but not a lot of characters that we've known getting killed off, especially the children. You would figure all the children that escaped with Emma and Ray, they would have died. A lot of them would have died by now, but they didn't. So I'm going to assume that this new cast of characters that we were introduced to are probably going to be used as that to fulfill some of the needs of some readers that want to see a little bit more bloodshed, if you get my point. So I feel like that's basically what these characters are going to be used for. But getting right into it, though, let's talk about a couple of things that were very odd about the combo Emma had with, the resistance group. Number one, they apparently don't know how to handle or kill the demons. Now, granted, it was stated that most of them have only been there for a couple of months. They're survivors for a couple of months, so maybe estimate of like 3 to maybe 6 months they've been around, okay? While you have Lucas, that's obviously been there for over a decade. He's been there for a very long time, okay? And you would think a man that's been there that long, that obviously is giving these children information, he would have told them about how there's no human civilization out there, but also would have told them that this is the way to kill demons. For instance, you have to hit them in the eye, like in the middle of the face. You would think he would tell them that, but it's clear as day he hasn't. So it's weird. He's withholding information, which I find very strange. Why is he withholding information? That is my biggest question I have right now. Anyways, though, basically it is stated that these kids, this entire group, they don't know how to take down the demons. And only Emma really knows at this moment, so she's going to be teaching them how to survive and fight back. Which in turn is going to help her out a lot. Because when you look at these individuals, they're very strong. Physically strong and all that. And they've survived for a couple months against people they can't really take down, or they didn't know how to take down. So we got to give them credit there. They have been surviving in a harsh environment for this long. Definitely when they figure out how they could take down their target, they're going to be savage. So I cannot wait for these kids to just go in and start destroying these demons like it's nothing. Obviously, some of them are going to go down. I believe Lewis will probably take down most of them, but I mean, overall though, I do believe a lot of the demons will be brought down before everything is said and done. Now, let's talk about the human civilizations real quick. So, it's revealed that the individual children, all that, they don't really know. They don't know about human civilization, or how there is none out there. Now, for all we know, maybe they were told about the promise, and maybe that is why. Maybe they're talking about, like, wherever the human world is. Maybe that's what they're talking about. But it's clear as day that they don't know. Or at the very least, Lucas hasn't told them the truth. So that is what is strange to me. You would think someone that's been around for that long, he would have gotten a little bit more information. He would have had time to think about everything. And, I mean, you would have also had time to think about how to take down the demons. So, I'm kind of curious why he hasn't said that, unless he really does not know. But I do believe probably the reason why he hasn't told the children why there's no village out there, or there is no, human civilization. I believe it's for he can have them have hope. He wants them to have hope. He wants them to have, hope where they can look towards the future, because hope is a very powerful thing, and I believe that's exactly what he wants them to feel, which is the exact opposite of how the man with no name is, because as we know, the man with no name, he lacks hope. He lacks that future sight and all that. He lacks whatever could possibly await for him in the future. He lacks that. While it seems like Lucas, he wants the children to have hope. And that's what I see going on here. There's definitely like a big opposite going on here with the man with no name and then Lucas, and that maybe one of them wants the children to have hope even if there is no human civilization out there, while the other one wants them to look at the world as a very bleak existence and all that, and like there's just no hope, there's no happiness, it's all darkness. That's how one of them wants to, all the children to view it. So maybe that's what's going on there. Maybe that's what the writer's wanting to point out. But overall though, still, a lot of questions I have. Now, anyways, besides all of that, though, I do say that Emma's start to this chapter, like how she acted at the beginning of this chapter, is definitely faces that no girl her age should definitely be making. I will be honest there. And as I already discussed in my last chapter review, Emma is having a wake-up call. She is realizing that she can't be as naive as she once was. She can't be like that. And she's having to go through a change. And I'm wondering if, when everything is said and done, I wonder if Emma, instead of actually wanting to have peace between the demons and humans, if she's actually wanting to just destroy them all. Something tells me that that's probably going to happen, because I noticed when it comes to the Promised Neverland, it's not really trying to set up any form of peace between the species. I mean, we have this promise, but obviously it's a very shaky promise. It's already set in stone and all that. And Emma's basically someone, and her entire group is someone that wants to break this promise just to get back over into the human world. So when you look at things like this, it seems like instead of the traditional shonen story where the characters are trying to find like bonds, common bonds and links and all that, and then make peace, this shonen is trying to rip apart peace, trying to unsettle the bonds between both species and make it to where there is a problem. I mean, yes, what the demons are doing are really messed up, don't get me wrong. I mean, I do believe the children should fight for their survival, they should fight to, be free and all that, but from a general story perspective, what I'm normally used to from a shonen don't typically do this. They don't typically have it to where a character wants to unsettle or shake up the peace and be able to be free and then make it to where there's a big issue between the species. Shonen don't normally do that. And so, I wonder if that's where the writer's also taking him as character. She's trying to be, or she is becoming a very unshonen-like character. She is becoming someone that doesn't want peace. She wants to just rid the world of demons, and you can see her acting like that at the beginning of this chapter. So, it does make me wonder. So I want to end it there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, how you felt about this week's chapter of The Promised Neverland. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Please be honest in the comments below. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like. And also, if you want to get notified for whenever I upload a video, please click the bell icon down next to the subscribe button. It's down below. And also, if you don't care about my content, you don't want to get notified, at the very least, do that for other, YouTubers you actually care about. So love you guys. Happy holidays. Please be safe. Stay warm. Chibi out.